So this single mistake can ruin your entire freight broker business before you even book your first load. I've seen countless of beginners work hard only to lose everything because they fell for it. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact trap that holds freight brokers back, and then the warning signs to catch it early, and the simple adjustment that keeps your business safe. Okay, so let's dive in. When you start a freight brokerage, you worry about a lot of things, like understanding margins or vetting carriers and choosing the right niche. But those are challenges that you face after you start moving freight. So the trap that stops you before you start is much quieter and much more dangerous. It's called analysis paralysis. And you might know it as the preparation trap. So it happens when you confuse getting ready with actually doing the job. So you get your authority, you secure your surety bond, and you set up a basic, let's say TMS, you're legally ready to go. But then, instead of hitting the phones and prospecting for your shippers, you decide that you need the perfect website first. And then you need professionally designed business cards. And then you spend 3 weeks trying to memorize the perfect cold call script. And then you decide you need to understand like every single major lane in the country before you make a single call. All right, so weeks, they turn into months. And you feel busy every day, but you actually aren't brokering, okay? You're preparing to broker, which is fine. It's good to be organized, but here's the hard truth. The reality of this business is simple. If you're not talking to shippers and carriers, you're not making money. So preparation, yes, it is essential. But procrastination, disguised as preparation, will burn through your savings and kill your motivation before you ever book that first load. Most brokers don't realize that they're falling into this trap because the activities feel productive. So let's identify the warning signs. Okay, so sign number one, the most popular, is the tool obsession. So are you spending more time comparing CRM software and expensive TMS platforms than you're identifying potential shippers? If you've spent significant money on software subscriptions but haven't quoted a single lane, you're trapped. Tools are meant to support your business, not be your business. Sign number two is the one more thing syndrome. Okay, this is the most dangerous one. It sounds like this. I'll start making calls after I finish this one last checklist, or I'll start prospecting as soon as I have a perfectly vetted list of 500 leads. There will always be one more thing, and this is just fear disguised as diligence. Sign number three is consumption over action. It's great that you're watching this video, for example. It's great that you maybe checked out my freight broker training course website. But if you're watching 50 hours of tutorials and haven't taken 1 hour of action, you're using education as a form of procrastination. You're an expert in theory, but a beginner in practice. Okay, why does this happen? Why do smart, motivated people get stuck in analysis paralysis? It's very simple. Procrastination, it feels safe. So action involves risk. And when you're organizing your CRM, you can't fail. And when you're researching niches, nobody tells you no. But the second you call a shipping manager, you face the possibility of rejection, which sucks. New brokers, they often suffer from massive imposter syndrome. I talk about it all the time in my training. And they feel that they need to know everything about the industry before they can offer any value or pick up the phone for the first time. But here's the secret. You can't learn this business from a textbook. You learn it by moving freight and solving problems on the fly and making mistakes. You can't study 100% your way into experience. Okay, so we've identified the problem. How do we fix it? The adjustment requires a mindset shift, and you need to adopt the minimum viable brokerage approach. What we need to do is forget perfect. What do you absolutely need? Well, you need your legal authority, you need a telephone, insurance, basic spreadsheet. It's about it. Once you have the functional basics, you must shift immediately from preparation to action. And here's the plan. Embrace the messy start. Accept that your first 100 calls or emails or messages on LinkedIn or whatever are going to be rough. You will stumble over your words. Shippers will hang up on you, and that's okay. And that is the tuition fee for learning this business. The 101st call will be better. Next, let's set some activity goals, not result goals. So don't say, I want to book a load this week. You can't control that outcome. Instead, say, I will make 40 prospecting calls every day this week. You can control your activity. The activity leads to the outcomes. Step 3 is eat the frog, okay? Do the hardest, most important thing first in the morning if you've booked all of your loads already or you're looking to book your first. Block out the first 2 hours of your day, let's say 8 to 10 a.m. for nothing but outbound calls or just reaching out to shippers. This time is sacred, okay? No email, no research, no organizing, just dialing, okay? If you have no loads to move, that's what you're doing. Open up your calendar app and show a block labeled prospecting, do not disturb. So you just want to block out a time in your calendar during that time and that just says prospecting, do nothing else, this is it. Basically, building a freight brokerage is incredibly rewarding, but you have to actually start to build it. The biggest obstacle isn't the market or the competition, it's the resistance between knowing what to do and actually doing it. So don't let the pursuit of perfection rob you of your opportunity. The market doesn't care if your logo is perfect. It cares that you can move freight reliably. So you're ready enough, I promise. Action is the antidote to analysis paralysis. But action alone isn't enough. If you can't handle a shipper's objections, the call ends before it ever turns into a load. So that's the real test. So watch this video next and I'll show you the exact responses that flip objections into actually booking freight.